What's going on, YouTube family? This is Astinosis here, coming at you with another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. Today we are going to start what is going to be the first in a new series. If you've been following me, you know that a couple of months ago I released a 2021 edition of Beginner's Tips just to help players get started, because this is a huge game, it's 3 years old, there's lots to do, and it can be a daunting experience. And after having received a bunch of feedback and a bunch of suggestions, I'm going to go ahead and start this new series, and I suppose I'll just dub it the 2021 Beginner's Guide, or Beginner's Guide 2021 edition. I don't know, I'm terrible with names, but to start off, we're going to go ahead and talk about Bloomstones. Now, one of the things that I've had a lot of new players bring up to me that have joined the Discord and such is they're still a little bit confused about the Bloomstones, because the game, when they first came out, we did get more information and there was some tutorial on it. However, newer players are going to have a lot to read and it can be daunting. Plus, let's be real, once you see that, if you're like me, it goes in one ear and out the other. So I'm gonna go ahead and start breaking stuff down more individually and more granular, and start basically an episodic series that's going to be much shorter in length, easier to follow, and will hopefully help you all get started. Now, again, we're going to go ahead and start with the Bloom tokens, what they are, what they do. Now, realistically, I probably should start with the crystal strength levels and how to get those going, but I feel like for now that's going to be my second video, so we'll segue into that, because the game kind of instructs you on how to get started with that, but it can be a little daunting to get in there, because some of the guides are 2 years old, they really only cover up to level 60, and well, now we're at crystal strength level 80, and we could use some refreshers. So Bloom tokens, you're going to get these pretty much with most events. Typically they come in the Chocobo Missions, which, if you remember, that's these guys right here. When you complete these Chocobo Missions, after you get a certain amount, you're going to get some Bloom tokens, and also these guys, which are the Bloom Fragments. The Bloom Fragments are, think of it kind of like the artifact fodder. They level up the Bloom tokens, and then you get a single Bloom token, per, that you can use to collect one of these Bloomstones. Now, what these Bloomstones do is that per character, they are going to improve to some degree the crystal strength level 65 ability for that character. Now, I have a plethora you see here. I have not collected all of them, so I can actually do this live for you. Now, let's see who's somebody that I'm going to be building here soon. Fuck you, Seymour. Let's see. Who will I pick this group? You know what? I'm going to go with Yang, because Final Fantasy IV is my favorite, and we're going to go ahead and do this. Now, if you look at this thing right here, so what this is going to do, his crystal strength 65 is kick. So what this is going to do is going to recover the use by 2. So instead, if we go, let's look at what Yang's C65 does, and pray forgive the stuttering, because that just kind of happens with me. But actually, before we do that, we'll go ahead and pile into how to level it up. So you go to the enhance/realize, go to Blooms, and then you select it, and we already know that it's going to give us kick recovery use plus 2. So we confirm it, and then we use our, I'm already spacing the name of these, but we use these bad boys, take 60 per, and eventually you're going to get plenty, so don't worry about these too much. If you look at a lot of JP players, a lot of them don't even run the C65 Bloom token passives. Like, for example, Stimpy is a perfect example of somebody who gets along just fine without it. So now that we've leveled it up, it's maxed. As you can see, they're all now a nice little platinum color, and this right here is going to tell you that it has the passive ability. Now, when we go and we pull up our Yang, which, pray forgive, I have every character, every weapon in the game, so this could lag a little bit. We'll see. And where's Yang? There he is. All right. Now, these passives for the C65 require you to have at least 20 CP. So when we go here, let's go ahead and quickly take a look at what that C65 does. where is it? There. Kick recovery extension. So basically, these already have a certain effect for it. So it's like when you're using kick recovery, it's going to add the effect that slightly raises own max brave, excuse me, for 3 turns. So what's going to happen is we get more uses out of this with that passive. Now, because I don't yet have him completely built, which I will when he gets his LD, I don't have that equipped. But when I go here, and I have this, that's going to cost me 20 CP, and yeah, it's a lot. It seems like a lot, but eventually you're going to have enough CP for your characters, and that's going to boost that ability. Now, if we want, we can go ahead and just look at some of the useless stuff. Let's see, this one is actually decent because if he's attacked like group attacks and such, we might not have the ability, but for the sake of this video, just to kind of give a look at exactly what happens, we'll go ahead and remove quick kick. Normally I'd probably want that happen, I want that equipped, but just to see what it looks like in combat. Now we'll put Yang with these 2 lovely characters here. We'll quickly jump into battle, and you'll see exactly what that Bloomstone did to that C65 passive. Okay, and let's just go to, you know what, we're still working on the Chocobo Missions. We're only going to do this one time though, because I'm not going to sit here, you know, take everybody's time up with something that they don't need to worry about. But on that note, for those of you still working on it, this is where the scorpions are. You can get 3 of them. Alright, now, we'll hop in this battle. Don't need to worry about any homies for now. So now, you already have probably learned that when you have the passives for both the ability itself from the weapon and also the crystal strength level, which again, I'll cover that a little bit more in depth in the next, just as a refresher, it turns completely red for both. Otherwise, I believe it's blue, just like these up here. But when we go down to the kick recovery, without that Bloomstone, this would still be blue and it'd have the red text because of the crystal strength 65. But now we have this, so basically, let's just go ahead and get a kick out. And that's gonna wipe out all of them. So that was a little bit too strong for my taste, but that's okay. Okay, we'll jump right back in one more time because sometimes I forget how strong these characters are at this time. Oh, that's also on normal, so let's stick this on hard. And I'm doing this completely live. I don't, as much as I could script this, I don't want to because I feel like it's more real and raw if I do it live. And it also goes to show that, hey, you know what, it's okay to make a minor mistake here and there. Not that that mistake was game-breaking or anything, but you catch the drift. Alright, so we don't need to worry about what these 2 are going to do, so we're just going to brave attack. Brave attack. Okay. Now, we use that kick recovery. We have more uses of it, and we have that now. We now have this buff right here. So effect from additional kick recovery. Boom, bomb. Now normally this would recover our uses of kick, but since I already use it, that's not a thing. So it's again too hard, and I'm not going to waste time getting into a harder fight, really. But normally, if you used a kick ability and then you use that C65, it would then recover that ability. And when you have the Bloomstone, it gives you the ability to do that 3 times. So instead of, what, 6 or 7 kicks, you're getting 9 or 10, right? Because I'm spacing the amount that he caps at. Anyway, I hope this is helpful for you guys. Now, remember that each Bloomstone does something different per character, so it's important to look at what that C65 does for the character that you're looking at and compare to what happens with the Bloomstone, and then make your decision. Anywho, hope this was helpful. This is Nasty Asty, signing off.